Hi guys, this is IGCSE O-Level Chemistry, paper 12, March 2015, question 11. A student investigates the rate of reaction between marble chips and hydrochloric acid. The mass of the reaction flask is measured. The graph shows the results of two experiments P and Q. So mass of reaction flask and time. So Q is a faster reaction than P, because Q has a greater decrease in mass at a lesser time, and eventually the masses become equal. Okay. So which change explains the difference between P and Q? A catalyst is added in P. A catalyst is added in P. So why would the reaction slow down? No, this is incorrect. A higher temperature is used in P. No, if a higher temperature would have been used, the reaction would have been completed more quickly. Incorrect. Bigger marble chips are used in Q. So the reaction would have been slower, not faster. Incorrect. Hydrochloric acid is more concentrated in Q. Yes, if hydrochloric acid is more concentrated in Q, then more gas would be evolved in lesser time. So the mass would decrease to a greater extent in the same amount of time as compared to P. So option D is the correct option for this question. Question 12. Hydrated cobalt 2 chloride decomposes on heating. The equation for the reaction is COCl2.6H2O giving us COCl2 plus 6H2O. So basically, water is being removed. So this is water of crystallization. The reaction is reversed by adding water. Okay. Which row describes the color change and the type of reaction for the reverse reaction? So color change would be from blue to pink, because cobalt chloride, which is hydrated, is pink in color, and anhydrous cobalt chloride is blue in color. So the reverse reaction is going from blue to pink. So this eliminates options C and D. And the type of reaction, since water is added to COCl2, it would release energy. And because the forward reaction took place upon heating, that means the forward reaction was endothermic. So the backward reaction has to be exothermic, eliminating option A and making option B the correct option for this question. Question 13. When copper is heated in air, a black coating forms on copper. So that coating is copper oxide. What happens to the copper in this reaction? The copper catches fire? No. The copper decomposes? Copper metal? No. The copper gains oxygen? Yes. It is going from copper metal to copper oxide. The copper loses oxygen? No. So this makes option C the correct option for this question. Question 14. Three chemicals P, Q, and R were each dissolved in water. The table shows some of the reactions of these solutions. So P, reaction with solid sodium carbonate is added. So when sodium carbonate is added, gas is evolved. So P is an acid. Q and R are not acids. And reaction when heated with solid ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride itself is acidic. So no reaction with P, because an acid will not react with an acid. A reaction with Q, because a base would react with an acid, making Q a base. And R does not react with an acid or a base. So R is neutral. Okay. The pH of these three solutions was also measured. What are the correct pH values of these solutions? So P is an acid, so it can have a value of 2, not 7 and not 13. So option C and D have been eliminated. Q is a base, so it will not have a pH of 7 because that is a neutral pH. It will have a pH of 13, which is the basic pH. And R would have a pH of 7 because it is neutral. This eliminates option A and makes option B the correct option for this question. Question 15. The oxide of element X forms a solution with pH 4. So oxide dissolves in water to form an acid. So it is an acidic oxide. Acidic oxide. Okay. The oxide of element Y forms a solution that turns universal indicator blue. So when universal indicator turns blue, that means a base has been added to it. So it is a basic oxide. Which row correctly classifies elements X and Y? So X being an acidic oxide must be a non-metallic oxide. So this eliminates options A and B. And Y being basic in nature must be a metallic oxide, eliminating option D and making option C the correct option for this question. Question 16. Which two processes are involved in the preparation of magnesium sulfate from dilute sulfuric acid and an excess of magnesium oxide? Okay. So magnesium oxide plus sulfuric acid is a reaction between a base as an acid. So it is a neutralization reaction. So neutralization is correct. It is not a thermal decomposition. So this eliminates option C and D. And we have magnesium oxide. Undissolved magnesium oxide would precipitate as a solid. So we need to filter it. So when it is filtered, we can remove the excess magnesium oxide. However, oxidation does not take place in this reaction because magnesium oxide has magnesium with an oxidation state of +2, and magnesium sulfate also has magnesium with an oxidation state of +2. So magnesium does not undergo oxidation in this process, eliminating option B and making option A the correct option for this question. Question 17. Which statement about aqueous sodium hydroxide is correct? When it is added to a solution containing sulfate ions, a white precipitate forms? No. Sodium sulfate is a soluble salt. It will not form precipitates. When it is added to a solution of copper 2 ions, a blue precipitate is formed which dissolves in excess to give deep blue solution. This happens when ammonia is added to a solution containing copper ions, not sodium hydroxide. So next, when it is added to a solution of iron 2 ions, a green precipitate is formed which does not dissolve in excess. Yes, this is the correct test when NaOH is added in excess to a solution containing Fe2 positive ion. And when it is added to ammonium chloride, a gas is produced which turns blue litmus red. Okay, when you add sodium hydroxide and heat it, a gas is produced, but that gas turns red litmus blue, not blue litmus red. So this makes it incorrect. Therefore, the correct option for this question is option C. Question 18. Which pair of elements will react together most violently? Chlorine and lithium, chlorine and potassium, iodine and lithium, iodine and potassium. So first let's deal with group 7. So the reactivity of group 7 decreases down the group. So chlorine would react more vigorously than iodine. Now let's look at group 1. The reactivity of group 1 increases down the group. So lithium is found at the top of the group and potassium is found below in group 1. So the reactivity with chlorine for lithium would be lesser than that of potassium, eliminating option A and making option B the correct option for this question. Question 19. The table shows some information about elements in group 7 of the periodic table. So the name is chlorine. It is a gas which is yellow-green in color. Bromine is a brown liquid. Acetylene is a black solid. So iodine is a solid which has a blue black appearance. Which information about iodine completes the table? State is solid, eliminating options A and B. And the color is The option is gray and yellow. So it is not yellow because the color is dark. So we will select gray. So this makes option C the correct option for this question. Question 20. The diagram shows a section of the periodic table. Which element is described below? A colorless unreactive gas that is denser than air. So option A is helium. Helium is less dense than air. Then we've got B. B is oxygen, which is also less dense than air. We've got C, which is chlorine. Chlorine is also less dense than air. And then we've got D, which is krypton. Krypton is more dense than air. It is colorless, it is unreactive, and also denser than air, making option D the correct option for this question.